What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Mid-Level Media channel. Well, I said it last week when I did the Gruv sale video. I was like, well, you may get another sale from Gruv, maybe a 3 for 33, maybe a 3 for 30 somewhere down the line. And it looks like that day's already here. Gruv has a 3 4K titles for $30 sale going on right now as a part of their crazy days for the entire month of August. So I wanted to throw out some recommendations. I've got 15 recommendations to talk about. And I mean, guys, look, we talked about this last week when we were talking about, look, collecting doesn't have to be the most expensive thing in the world when it comes to collecting 4K titles, when it comes to collecting physical media, your favorite movies on 4K, on Blu-ray. Doesn't have to be super expensive, okay? Now, if you're into steel books, if you're into huge, like collectible box sets or big 100-page booklets, maybe it can be expensive. But if you just want the basic 4K release, if you want to own the film in the best possible picture quality, you don't have to break the bank because there are sales like this all the time. On Gruv.com, I feel like every single week, but also Amazon has some good sales. Target will have good sales from time to time. And I wanted to highlight this one today because some people are like, well, 3 for 40, that's a little, pricey, even though a lot of those titles were like brand new titles. This sale doesn't have anything brand new. A lot of this is the more common stuff that's pretty much been in every single Gruv sale. So if you've been collecting for a while, collecting 4Ks for a while, if you're somebody that picks up everything that you want, like the week it comes out, like this sale is probably not going to be for you. This is more for people that are maybe just getting into collecting 4Ks. But I mean, look, I looked in the sale, there was still stuff that I needed. So I feel like there's still stuff in there that you may want to get. When you see the price tag, $10 for a 4K, it's like you're more inclined to go ahead and jump and get some titles that you wouldn't ordinarily get for 15 or $20. But anyway, guys, look, yeah, this sale's going on. I don't know how long it's going to be going on. I wanted to rush this video out as soon as I could. I think the sale started last Thursday, Friday, somewhere around there. This could be going on until the end of this week, a couple of days to the end of this month. Maybe it's lasting the entire Crazy Days sale, time frame that Gruv's doing over there. But I'm not sure, but I wanted to throw out some good recommendations. And I also wanted to make sure there may be some stuff that I've talked about before, with Gruv sale recommendations, but I really tried to pick stuff that I haven't yet talked about for the Gruv sale. Now, there's one at least that I know I've talked about numerous times. It's just a great 4K, and I like to bring it up whenever I can. But before we get into it, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. And we've got 15 titles to go through, so let's just get into it. Let's start with It Came from Outer Space. So this is a really cool, like 50s sci-fi film, alien invasion film, but it has a really nice twist and one that I didn't see coming when I was watching it. But this looked excellent on 4K. I don't think this was too expensive when it came out, but to get this for $10 is a steal because they also included with this one, there's a 4K and a Blu-ray. And I think the Blu-ray, I want to say, is the 3D version. I think they included the 3D on the Blu-ray. So yeah, It Came from Outer Space in 3D. Yeah, Blu-ray only. So they actually included the 3D version on the Blu-ray with this one. But the 4K, like, it's a black and white film from the 50s. It just looked incredible on 4K. So I can't recommend, I mean, to get the 3D version on Blu-ray, like 3D, guys, like I feel like 3Ds are kind of like going out of print and they're becoming very expensive. So to get a 3D Blu-ray in here with the 4K, that's excellent quality of a classic film, to get that for $10, like that's a steal to me. So I had to recommend It Came from Outer Space. I think it's a great release. Next up, classic movie with Paul Newman and Robert Redford. There we go. I got there. The Sting on 4K. So yeah, when this one came out, I remember the quality on this one being really good. I had never seen the movie before. I liked the movie. I did not love the movie, but I can't exactly remember why I didn't love it, but it's a classic movie. I know there's a lot of fans of this. I think this is a 50th anniversary edition when it came out. It's got a 3-part documentary in here as well. That's pretty cool. It's got 100 years of Universal restoring classics, 100 years of Universal the 70s. So a lot of good supplemental material here. It was a great looking 4K. It's a classic movie from the 70s, and it's available right now for $10. So there you go, guys. Next up, we've got another classic movie, classic comedy from, I believe this was 1979, 1978, but we have Animal House with John Belushi in it. And who else was in this? Was this directed by Ivan Reitman? I cannot remember. Why can I? No, this is directed by John Landis. Sorry, guys. But Animal House, it's a really good looking 4K. It's definitely a great comedy for sure. And I get it. Like if you're somebody that's like, I don't need comedies in 4K. But look, if you don't own the movie and you like the movie and you want to own it, like to get this in 4K is a steal, in my opinion. It's the perfect time to get stuff that you think to yourself, well, that does that movie need a 4K? I'm not sure if I need that movie in 4K. And I'm not sure if I need comedies in 4K. Like the stakes are very low at 10 bucks, right? Animal House, classic comedy on 4K. Go ahead and get it, guys. Now, I do want to point out that I got a lot of this stuff back in the day when it came out at Best Buy, ordered from Amazon. I've got a lot of the slipcovers. You're likely not going to get the slipcovers for these releases, which is the collectible piece of cardboard over just the regular case. So you're likely not going to get the slipcovers for this stuff. You may get it for a couple of titles, who knows? So I do want to point that out if you're somebody that's like, oh, I'm going to get these with nice slipcovers as well. That's not guaranteed. It never is. Next up, I think this is the only one I don't have the slipcover for, as a matter of fact, but The Big Lebowski is in this sale as well. So yeah, guys, I mean, this is an all-time classic, right? 1988, directed by the Coen brothers. You got Jeff Bridges in here, John Goodman. I mean, this is just iconic comedy. I do think it may be like the Coens are very unique directors in terms of how they blend the comedy with the drama. And they definitely leaned more into the comedy with this one, but there's also a good amount of like, crime thriller drama elements in it too. But The Big Lebowski's great. It's iconic. It's the dude, guys. Come on. In 4K, 10 bucks. Come on. Definitely worth it. We've also got a lot of people call this like the best zombie film in the modern era. And it is a great zombie film. I will admit right now, I have not watched this 4K yet, but I have seen this film a while ago, I think on Netflix. But I did get Train to Busan on 4K, and this one's always pretty cheap. I think around like 13 or 14 bucks, but to get it for 10 bucks, like again, that's kind of a steal. But yeah, a lot of people love this movie. It is a great zombie film. So if you haven't seen it, if you don't own it, to get this for 10 bucks is a very good price for that. And next up, this is the one I probably recommended, like I think in every video I'm recommending 4Ks, I'm talking about this title. So I got to talk about it again, but The Thing on 4K, I mean, this is always pretty cheap too, at around 12, 13 bucks on Amazon, but to get it for 10 bucks, like that's the cheapest it usually is. And this is such a great 4K. This may be like just one of the best horror movies of all time, of the 80s. I think it's the best John Carpenter movie. I think this movie gets better like every single year. I feel like it ages better. And a lot of people are coming around to it. And a lot of people, I think this is a lot of people's favorite horror movie of all time. So to get this movie in 4K, and it looks so great in 4K, the only problem with this 4K is that Scream Factory did an edition of this back in the day, and they had like tons of new special features and stuff, and all that stuff was not included on this release. So you kind of have to have that like old school Scream Factory release. You have to have this release to get like the best of all worlds. So I wish at some point, I mean, not that the Universal 4K like needs an upgrade, like it's a great 4K, but I wish this movie got like the like prestigious box set treatment it deserves from like a Second Sight or an Arrow Video. I would love it if Arrow Video tackled this over in the UK, did a nice box set, lots of new special features. They included the Scream Factory special features. That would be great. But for now, you can't do much better than this 4K, because this 4K is outstanding. And to get this in for 10 bucks, guys, one of the greatest horror films of all time, for 10 bucks, like that's like you cannot beat that. You cannot beat that. Next up, guys, we got an M. Night Shyamalan film, and this may be the best movie that he's directed in the past 15 years. But we've got Split right here, and people are divided on the one that came after this, Glass, but I actually really liked Glass. But there's no denying that this movie was spectacular, and then just to have that tie-in at the end with Unbreakable was like freaking mind-blowing. I remember seeing this in the theaters. But yeah, I freaking love Split. It's a great film. It's a great performance by James McAvoy. I'm kind of surprised that he did not get like nominated for an Oscar. I mean, I'm not surprised. It's a genre film. They usually don't get recognized, but he was so good in this movie, playing all these different personalities. Like he should have been nominated for some kind of award. But really good movie. The 4K is really good quality as well. And I definitely can recommend this for 10 bucks, especially if you haven't seen it. Now, if you haven't seen it, I apologize for the spoiler, but also there's a sequel to this that kind of spoils the movie as well. So it kind of just is what it is. But next up, guys, I got a couple of these on Steelbook, but they do have standard versions available in the sale, but the Steelbooks are not available in the sale. But we have Do the Right Thing. I got the 4K of this nice Steelbook. This was like actually a Target exclusive Steelbook back when the 4K came out, but the regular 4K is available on the Gruv site. And this is a great film, guys, from the late 80s, directed by Spike Lee. And I think like next to Malcolm X, like this one and Malcolm X are probably his two best movies. Definitely his two most iconic films. And yeah, great film, but like visually, this movie's so spectacular. It looks so freaking good in 4K, and I definitely recommend it. Universal did a great job on that 4K. And then we've got an all-time classic, guys, Alfred Hitchcock. Now, there's a ton of Hitchcock movies on sale for 10 bucks a piece in the sale. And you can get most of those within the box sets that they put out, Volume 1, Volume 2, Volume 3, for probably like 35 to 40 bucks. So I think it ends up being a little bit cheaper if you want to get all those movies than just get the box sets. But if you just want like individual ones, you want to be able to pick your own. Like they have movies like Rope, they have movies like Frenzy, they've got Vertigo, but they've also got Psycho on there. And this is just an all-time classic, guys. Classic horror film from 1960, directed by Hitchcock. I would recommend this movie to everybody. Like this is personally in my top 10 horror films of all time. I love this movie. I've been watching since I was a kid. The 4K is spectacular. It's a black and white film. Like black and white, when it's done right with a proper HDR, like Dolby Vision grade, it just looks spectacular. So this movie is maybe one of the best black and white films in 4K. So really awesome Steelbook. Like I said, the Steelbook's not available in this sale, but you'll be able to get the regular 4K in this sale for 10 bucks. And like I said, there's plenty of Hitchcock titles that are available like just standalone in this sale for 10 bucks. So if you want to pick and choose, again, I'll link Gruv, the sale down below, so you can kind of just click on it and browse through the titles. But Psycho is definitely Hitchcock's best, at least in my opinion. I freaking love this movie. I think it's a masterpiece. Next up, we've got a more modern film. This movie actually came out in 2020, like right before the pandemic hit, and that is Leigh Whannell's The Invisible Man. And you know, Upgrade may be my favorite Leigh Whannell film, but this might be the most well-made of his movies. And I saw The Wolfman earlier this year, wasn't a huge fan of that, so this may be the best movie that he's ever done. But this is a great looking 4K. This has got some really good special features, deleted scenes on it as well. I think there's an audio commentary here. And yeah, you got the 4K, you got the Blu-ray, you got a digital code. And if you haven't seen this movie, this is a really cool like readaptation of The Invisible Man that has like a sci-fi twist on it. And Elizabeth Moss is spectacular in this movie. So definitely recommend The Invisible Man to add it to your collection. I bought this for 30 bucks when it came out. To add it to your collection for 10 bucks, freaking steal, guys. This is amazing what Gruv is doing right now with the sale. And I just talked about this title in my Arrow recommendations, but I'm going to recommend the regular 4K. If you don't need all the bells and whistles, the booklets, the extra features, all that stuff, this is still a great looking 4K. Carlito's Way, right here, which is just a spectacular film from beginning to end. I freaking love Carlito's Way. Al Pacino is so freaking good in it. I love the, speaking of Hitchcock, like Brian De Palma has definitely been accused of ripping off Hitchcock and certain elements of Hitchcock films in his movies. And this movie definitely does that. You know, De Palma definitely leans into the more like Hitchcock elements with this movie, in the way that he shoots things, the way that he like structures certain scenes and moments. It's very Hitchcock the way he does it. But this is such a great like gangster film from the 90s. I love this movie. The 4K looks great. The Arrow video version is great. Again, it's got more features on it than this does. But if you just want the bare bones, if you don't need all those features, like it's going to cost you 25 to 30 bucks to get that 4K. This costs you 10 bucks. So if you just want to save some money and get a great film on 4K that still looks great for 10 bucks, get Carlito's Way from Universal, because it's still a really good 4K for a good price. Next up, guys, we've got The Suicide Squad, James Gunn's The Suicide Squad. I really enjoy this movie. Now, I will admit, I have not watched the actual 4K of it yet. I did watch this on HBO Max when it released. This was back when they were putting all the new films on HBO Max, and I was kind of taking advantage of that. But I did buy the physical copy that year. I actually think I got this for on Black Friday for like 15 bucks or something like that. But this is a really enjoyable Suicide Squad. If you were not a fan of the David Ayer film that came out in 2016, I think this one is definitely a lot more fun and definitely leans more into the comedy and it doesn't take itself too seriously. It's a James Gunn movie, so of course. But I think that his style really works with the Suicide Squad. I understand some people have a problem with Superman, but it really works with the Suicide Squad, just kind of bringing that more like Guardians, type vibe to it while also making it really violent and gory and gruesome at the same time. And everybody's super fun in the film. John Cena as Peacemaker is great. Idris Elba, Margot Robbie, like the cast is spectacular. You got the guy from Last Night. Was it Last Night with the Devil? Is in this as Polka Dot Man, and he's a really fun character. Sly Stallone is Shark Man. Is that what they call him? I forget what they call him. But everybody's great in this movie, so I highly recommend the Suicide Squad. I need to rewatch it, but it's available in this sale on 4K for 10 bucks. You can't beat that. And next up, guys, we have got an Edgar Wright film, Scott Pilgrim versus the World, which is a really fun movie that looks great in 4K. I mean, this movie visually is spectacular, and the 4K just enhances all those colors of the HDR, and it's really a great looking 4K. So I think for 10 bucks, because I bought this for, I think like $25 back in the day, for 10 bucks, it's totally worth it. There's a lot of really good features on here, including a making of. You got 4 feature commentaries on here too. So some really good stuff. Alternate footage, Scott Pilgrim versus the animation. And yeah, great cast. Michael Cera, Chris Evans in this film. Of course, you got, what's her name? Mary Elizabeth Winstead. That's right. She's in this movie. It's from 2010, same year that Kick-Ass came out. But I think this movie ages a little bit better than Kick-Ass. I think it ages a little bit better. But yeah, really, really good movie. Scott Pilgrim versus the World for 10 bucks. That's a great price. And next up, guys, of course, we got to recommend this all-time horror classic. I probably recommended this one before, but it's such a good horror film from the 80s. Poltergeist, all-time classic from 1982, directed by Tobe Hooper. But this 4K was so outstanding. It was so good that they had to put a disclaimer on here for these static TV sequences with all the flickering. Like, it was so intense in 4K. Like, it was so intense, and I don't have epilepsy, but they had to put a warning on here with people with epilepsy and also photosensitivities, and I don't have that stuff, but it was almost too intense for me to watch. Like, I was having to like blink my eyes and look away. Like, it was so intense. So the 4K was so good. The HDR grade was great. It had such great detail. It is the best way to watch Poltergeist. And this 4K, the cover's not great. That's my big gripe with this. This 4K is so good. It is totally worth 10 bucks, 100%. So Poltergeist, you got to get in this sale, especially because we're nearing towards the spooky season. In this movie, watching it in September and October, it just hits differently. And last up, guys, we got the 45th anniversary of Jaws 2 on 4K that I'm going to recommend. Now, the other 2 Jaws films, or not the other 2, but the other 2 sequels, Jaws 3D and Jaws the Revenge, are available in the 3 for $39.99 sale. So you can pick those up for 13 bucks. But Jaws 2 right now, guys, is available for 10 bucks, which I think is the lowest that it's ever been. But this was a great 4K. I'm not saying none of them have been as good as the first one on 4K. The first one on 4K is like a top tier 4K, maybe one of the best. I talked about that earlier this year with the Steelbook. But Jaws 2 is a really, really strong 4K as well and looks almost as good. It's almost up there with the original on 4K. Such a spectacular 4K. Looks great. Jaws coming out of the water, spectacular in 4K. Just such incredible detail. But there you have it, guys. That is 15. If you got all these, guys, it would cost you 150 bucks, which is a lot of money. But to add 15 4Ks to your collection for 150 bucks, that is a great price. So thank you all so much for watching this video. Take part in the sale if you're interested. I will link it down below. Like, comment, subscribe to the channel, turn on those bell notifications for all future videos, and follow me on all my social media accounts. Those links are down below in the description, and we'll see you next time.